we're now going to look at why confidence is actually hard to find. That's the thing that I really want you to take next, because it isn't hard to find because of our personalities or anything that we're missing in terms of experience or the setting that we're in, where we're working or how we're living in our personal lives. There are just two really simple reasons why confidence is hard to find. The first one is that the human brain has a negativity bias. So it's just part of the way that we've evolved as humans, that our brain is always scanning for danger. It's always looking for things that might go wrong, things that are going wrong. It's just a way that the brain has evolved in order to protect us from danger. It's a survival mechanism. So left to its own devices, the brain will always think a higher proportion of negative or more unhelpful thoughts. And that means that the doubt and the uncertainty are just louder and more prominent than confidence, because your brain is just thinking more thoughts that create those emotions. They want you to imagine it's just like doubt and uncertainty are really big, they're really prominent, and they're just blocking your view of the confidence, because your brain is just operating as it should. It's offering you negative thoughts about you and about your situation. And so it's hard to find the confidence because it's so easy to find the doubt. It's so easy to find the uncertainty. It's so easy to find the fear. And so think about like where that might be coming up for you. When you think about the thing that you want, the thing you really, really want, what are the kind of things that your brain is telling you that about you or about your situation that means that you can't have that thing, or that creating that thing might be hard for you or scary for you? Those are the thoughts that your brain's negativity bias is producing. And that is why your doubt, your uncertainty, your nervousness, whatever it is that feels like in the way of confidence, the anxiety that you feel, is so easy for you to find. And that's the reason that the confidence is more difficult to find. And then the other reason that confidence is hard to find is that it doesn't actually feel or look the way that we imagine that it does. So we imagine that it feels amazing, that it's the absence of the anxiety, that it's the absence of the doubt or the uncertainty or the fear. But that's not actually how it works. How it actually works is that we can feel confidence and anxiety and nervousness and awkwardness and embarrassment. And me doing this webinar with you is a perfect example of that. If for me, the conditions for me delivering this webinar is that I just feel 100% confident and I have to get rid of those other emotions in order to do it, I would never do it. Every time I deliver a webinar, no matter how many times I've done it, my brain will always offer me thoughts that create some kind of doubt or uncertainty. It might tell me one of the ones that's come up this time is like, maybe I haven't prepared enough. Maybe I should have more of a script. Maybe I should have practiced this countless times. And so there's some uncertainty and doubt will come up from that. But that doesn't mean that I can't also feel confident, that I can also think that I absolutely know all of the things that I'm telling you today, and that I know that the process I'm going to share with you works. I've used it on myself. I use it with all of my clients, and my clients all get results. I can experience confidence. I can also experience doubt and uncertainty. But if I'm looking for confidence to feel like the absence of that doubt, the absence of that uncertainty, I don't notice it. I don't see that it's there, because it's actually just part of the whole mix of emotions that we experience as humans. And sometimes we can think that if we find the confidence, we then stop having that human experience of feeling nervous and feeling doubtful. And that's just not how it is at all. We also imagine that it looks like doing things really well, doing things perfectly. And again, like this will come up for me. My brain will say to me, well, yeah, if you're completely confident, then you'll deliver this webinar with flawless articulation, like a Hollywood movie star. You won't stumble over your words or use the wrong words because that's what confidence is. But again, that's not true. I can experience all of that, like being a human and saying the wrong things and forgetting my thoughts and having to bring it back on track, and still feel confident that this is effective, that this is helpful, and and that if I allow myself to show up and do it in a way that isn't perfect, that is what's going to be most helpful to you. So confidence doesn't necessarily feel or look like what you think it does. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to start you thinking about, well, what is it that I want confidence for? Because if we can get out of thinking, I want the confidence so that I no longer feel unpleasant emotions and I no longer do things wrong, then we can focus on, well, what could I actually do with confidence if I allowed myself to find it in that mix of being a human with human emotions and making human mistakes? What if I could have some of those things that I really want? What if it isn't true that confidence isn't available to me? What if it's just part of all of the things that's available to me in life?